Network. This is your master workshop on achieving your life dreams. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited that you're here, and I hope that you're excited. If you have never uh, set goals and worked on a plan throughout the year to achieve your goals, I want to tell you this workshop is going to revolutionize your life. And before we get started, make sure you've downloaded the workbook. There will be worksheets in there. You will be able to compile this in a 3-ring binder, and this is going to become the most important document that you're going to have in your possession because this is going to help you stay on track. You're going to have a plan. You're going to be able to track it and you're going to achieve your goals. Whether you're trying to lose weight, whether you're trying to take a new position in your company with your job, maybe you were like me when you've discovered personal development and life transformation coaches. Maybe you're homeless, maybe you're jobless, maybe you're unemployed, um, maybe you're living at home with your parents, maybe you're living with a friend. All of that I did. And let me tell you, everything was going great for many, many years. And then I was laid off from my job. I found myself after a year, the unemployment had run out, my savings was dwindling down to nothing, and I didn't know what to do. I was sleeping in my car. Uh, the closest family I had was over 100 miles away. So, yes, technically I could have gone to a family member's, but they lived in a smaller town. And, there's just certain situations that you're in that you kind of get caught in and you feel trapped. And I felt like I was trapped as I was laying there in the back seat of my car thinking about what I was going to do with my life. Where was I going? What was going to happen? And luckily, I was attending a church and there was someone who overheard me talking about sleeping in my car and they offered me their couch. I had $480 left in my pocket and I didn't know which way to turn because I knew that was going to go fast. But I had an envelope. You know how people write on the back of envelopes. And I scribbled down 10 things that I needed to do, that I needed to accomplish to get my life back on track. And I did that. I took a class at the community college. It was $410. I had $70 left, and I had to use that for gas to get back and forth to class. The class was 5 days a week, and it took 6 months to complete to get a certificate. Luckily, I went to work a week after that I received the certificate, and things began to change. And 12 months after that, I was in my own apartment. And I have to go back. Well, let me tell you, as I was standing there in my apartment, I started thinking about that night in my car that I wrote down the 10 things I needed to do to change my life. And there was a bell that went off in my mind. I'm like, wow, just writing down those 10 goals, they were small, but I needed to get them accomplished quickly. And that's what we're going to do here today. You're going to learn how to accomplish goals in 30, 60, 120 days really quick. You're going to be able to get your life back on track. No matter whether you're trying to get a job, move up in a position in a job, whatever it is in life. Maybe you want to lose weight and be healthier. Maybe you're thinking about planning out long term how you want to live your life. This is going to put you on track. So make sure you downloaded the PDF. Get a 1-inch 3-ring binder because I'm going to tell you this is going to keep you on track for the new year. So I realized that the magic was in writing down what I wanted, what I needed. And I can tell you story after that. Um, I took the job for minimum wage, $10.50 an hour, but I needed the job. I slept on my friend's couch for 12 months. I then moved into my own apartment because I got a raise after 6 months, and it went from 1050 to 1285 a month. And my, how that changed everything. I was able to get an apartment. And then, like I said, I was standing in my apartment realizing, hey, I'm checking off on that list that I don't even have in my possession. I'm checking off the things that I needed to do. And that's when I started my life transformation and doing what I had to do in order to change my life. And I have to tell you, that 12 months revolutionized my life. And I want this workbook and this workshop to put you on track to becoming the best you that you can be. I am so excited to get started with you. And remember, the key is to write down your goals. Don't think that I can put them in the back of my mind and work on them. You won't accomplish anything. And it can be from the smallest goals to the largest goals, whatever you want to do in life, you can do it. You know, there is a process to everything in life. And if you follow that process, I now, in less than 10 years, own my own home here in Southern California. Yes, it snows where I live on occasions. That was the first snowfall. I moved in July, and in December, no, excuse me, November for Thanksgiving, we had snow, and it was the most beautiful, welcoming thing in my life. I never thought I would own my home, but this goes to show you that you can set goals for yourself and you can achieve them. Just pictures. I bought a new truck last year. Owning a home, you need a truck because you have all kinds of projects. My car wouldn't haul the things from Home Depot that I needed for all of my projects. I've taken 2 vacations a year since this time. And I have enjoyed life. No, I don't make $1 million. I don't live in $1 million home. But let me tell you, just setting your goals, and I'm going to teach you how to do that. You can do the same thing no matter where you are in life and what you want to do. Maybe you're just starting out and you want to buy a home. Maybe you need to buy an automobile to get you to and from work. Maybe you need to get a job. And I want to tell you that it doesn't matter how much you're making, because making $10.50 an hour, I presented myself like a millionaire. I dressed, I looked, I walked, I talked like I was making $1 million. And I gave 110% at work. I gave more than what was expected. That's the reason I got the raise. I did everything that someone with all the money they needed could do. No one knew how much I made. No one knew how much I could and could not spend. And I never let people know that. But I lived like I was a successful king. And in doing so, having that mind shift, changing my mindset, going from that poverty mentality of I don't have enough, I don't know how, I'm not skilled, I was older, but taking responsibility for my life changed everything. I didn't have parents. They were passed away. I didn't have a safety net that I had always had I could go home to. I could call for help. I didn't have that. So I had to get myself on track. And I realized by accident, it started by writing down the 10 things I needed to do to get my life in order. And it worked. And from that point on, I started moving forward. So, how to get everything you want faster than you ever thought possible? You can do it. If you start today, you will see that you can start achieving goals in less than 30 days. You're going to be able to set goals in 90 days, 120 days out, and you're going to be able to get them accomplished. This is not lip service. I am telling you my experience. And if you put this plan to work, you will be able to accomplish any goal that you put your mind to, because it's all in what you believe you can do. You have more potential than you could ever realize. You know, success is goals, and all else is just idle chatter. And you know what? When you write your goals down and start living like they're already accomplished, then you have already succeeded, because you're going to achieve those goals. You know, the greatest discovery throughout all of human history, your life only begins when it begins to become great when you clearly identify what it is you want. Make a plan and achieve it, and then work that plan every day. You can do this if you work your plan every single day. And that's what I did. I worked my plan every day, and I was able to achieve my goals. I identified 10 things that I needed to accomplish. And I'm going to go on and tell you later about how I got the house. Don't tell me you need an 800 credit score to get a loan for a house, because I certainly didn't have that. I didn't have a lot of money in the bank, but it became a goal. When your thought becomes a strong desire, and you make that your goal, a specific, measured out goal, and we're going to talk about that more, and you work that goal, you work that plan every day, you're going to achieve it. I've achieved so much. Now, you say 10 years is a long time, but if you think about the little goals that I have achieved over and over again during that 10 years that has put me where I am today, it is just motivating and exciting to see what has transpired, because I changed how I believed, how I saw myself, how I presented myself. You know, the primary reason for failure is that people do not develop plans to replace those plans that didn't work. You know, I always had a job. This was the first time I had ever been without a job this long. This is the first time I had ever been homeless, sleeping in my car. This is the first time that I had been in such dire straits that I really was at wit's end and didn't know what to do. But when I developed that plan, and it was as simple as writing those 10 things down on the back of that envelope, that became my plan. That became my focus. They were specific in everything I needed to do and accomplish in order to get my life back on track. Some of you have been just going through life by the seat of your pants, just because of coincidence and luck. You've never had a plan. Just think, if you set goals and begin to achieve goals, where you could be in life in 30 days, 60 days, where you could be in 12 months if you just started working a plan. You could change your life forever, your family's life. You could change everything about how you live and how you see life. I do not see my glass half empty anymore. My glass is half full. I live in abundance and overflow. I'm able to help people. I'm able to give and do and go because I work my planner every day. You know, in every study of successful people, if you just look at what successful people are doing, it's one, they're responsible. And that's always the starting point. When I finally became responsible for me, and I wasn't looking for someone else to say, hey, I have a job for you, or hey, I have this. I have, luckily, I had someone that said I had a couch. That really saved my life, is being able to sleep on that couch. But you can't always wait on someone else to lead you. You need to be the leader of your life. And after you accept that responsibility, your life begins to change. And after that night in the car of writing down those 10 things, and for a few days after that, I thought about them day in and day out, excuse me, every hour of what I needed to do to accomplish each one. And we're going to get to that point of where we put all of this in a plan and you're able to work them out on a daily basis. You're going to see change happen quickly when you write your goals down. And I keep stressing that because it's a key is writing them down. So here's 4 key areas in life to think about. And a lot of times we go through life and we don't think about our income. We just know we're going to get that 2% raise or that 3% raise or that 4% raise. And we become content where we're at. We're not happy and we wish we could do more. And we see other people doing more and we want to do more, but we don't do anything about it because we're afraid. We're afraid to step out and even fantasize, to imagine, to visualize something different in our life. And when you can start visualizing your life differently, then you're going to see things change in your life. How much do you want to earn this year, next year, and 5 years? You know, talking about maybe you're the one who needs to get a job. Let me tell you what I did. After I got that certificate, I picked 5 places I knew that recognized the certificate. And I picked 5 places that I would possibly want to work at. And from those 5 places, I chose based on location, based on what other people were saying about the company, based on their track record. I went through each one. Then I applied. And from the 5 that I applied for, I got an interview with 3. And I actually got 2 offers. And I got to choose which company I wanted to work for. Now, they all offered the same minimum wage, but I got to work for the best company. And in doing that, they recognized my work ethic. And in 6 months, I went from 1050 to 1585. I know today that may not seem a lot, but back then that was great for me to get on the road to success. And wherever you are in life, you may need to start at the minimum wage and work yourself up. And you can do that with the right mindset and you can do it quickly. I'm proof you can do it quickly because since then I have added, over the last 10 years, I have added $10,000 a year to my salary. So I have, yes, made it to the 6-figure, but it has taken 10 years to get here. But if I wouldn't have worked on that, I would still be making that minimum wage. And I don't care where you work at. If you're working at the dollar store, you can become the manager. You can become the district manager. You can become the district supervisor. You can use that experience and move up into bigger corporations and make more money. You can structure your resume to present yourself as the best person for the job. And that's what I have done. For your family, have you ever thought about what kind of lifestyle you want to create for yourself and your family? Do you take 2 vacations a year? Do you get to travel around the world? My happy place is on the white sandy beach in the South Pacific, and that's where I love to go. I love to be on the beach in the warm breeze somewhere in the South Pacific. And I get to take 2 vacations a year doing that. So I normally go for a full week in the spring and for a full week at the end of summer. But in between, I have my weekend getaways. You have to structure your life. You have to plan so that you live a healthy, happy life. And you can do it on any budget. You can make it happen because you can set your goals and you can work your plan and you can do these things. What kind of health do you want? What kind of health are you in right now? Have you ever considered as you get older how your health is going to affect you? I can tell you that as you get older, it's harder to lose weight. The little things begin to bother you. The cold weather, there's different things, now that when I walk my 5 miles, I'm a little tireder than I was when I was younger. But because I have done this over the last 10 years, I can get up in the morning and I can walk my 5 miles. I can get on the treadmill and do my 5 miles. It's very important. And we'll talk about that some more, about setting up a routine and a regimen that gives you the energy. Because when you have the energy, you're more motivated, you can accomplish more goals faster when you are taking care of yourself. So think about what you need to do in the next year to have better health. Maybe you do need to join a gym. Maybe you do need to start walking. And I can tell you that 20 minutes a day is all you need to do. Net worth. Have you thought about retirement? Because it'll come up on you quickly. And you'll be, 5 years from retirement saying, wow, what have I done to prepare myself for retirement? Because Social Security is not going to be enough. How much do I have invested? How much do I have in my 401k? And I can tell you that giving 15% of your paycheck each payday, you will not miss it. And you invest that in your 401k, and that's going to set you up for success when you get older. So learn about that, because that's something you can do too. It's very important that you learn about the things, educate yourself on what you need to do to be successful. Have you thought about any of these 4 keys recently in your life? What needs to be changed? What do you want to do differently? Because when you think about those and you start thinking about your goals, I want you to decide exactly what you want in every one of those key areas. And it doesn't have to be large. So if you're making $50,000 a year, maybe you want to make 60,000 next year. Maybe you want to make 80,000. Maybe you know that you have the skills and the education to make and double your salary, but you've been too afraid to do it. You can set your goals to move up in the organization that you're in. Find another company that you know that you can move up in. Get out of your comfort zone, and you can do this. And start by visualizing. Start by idealizing. Imagine that there are no limitations. No limitations on what you can do. No more excuses, no more negativity, no more I can't, because can't could never do anything. My third grade teacher used to tell me that. Can't could never do anything. But if you start with a thought, that's all it takes. If you can conceive it in your mind, you can achieve it. If you can imagine that there's no limitations on what you can be, have, or do, imagine that you have all the time, all the money, all the friends and the contacts, all the education and experience that you need to accomplish any goal you set for yourself. Start thinking that way. I told you, I was living like a millionaire on minimum wage. I started visualizing the way I wanted my life. I started visualizing my own apartment. And within 12 months of writing on that envelope, I had my own apartment. I started seeing myself working before I'd even finished the course, before I even received the certificate. I could see myself working already. I was already accomplishing my goals in my mind. And that's important that you could visualize that. And meditation is very key. And when I say meditation, I don't mean sitting in the middle of the floor in the lotus position. I mean finding a quiet place and thinking these thoughts and visualizing and seeing yourself accomplishing your goals. And it will keep you on track. Imagine that you could wave a magic wand and make your life perfect in each of the 4 key areas that we just discussed. And if your life was perfect in each area, what would it look like? Visualize that. I want you to start thinking that way, because we're going to set some goals here in a minute. And I want you to set some realistic goals that you can achieve in the very near future. Because if you can set your first goal that is achievable in the next 30, 90, 120 days, once you achieve that first goal, you're going to get momentum, and you're going to achieve the next one and the next one and the next one. And you're just going to move. You're just going to keep rolling and rolling. So I told you about the process, visualizing, seeing it already accomplished, knowing that you can do it already, believing that, having a paradigm shift in your old mindset, changing the way you believe, in the way you see yourself. You've got to get rid of those old belief constructs that says you can't do it. You need more education. It takes more skill. It takes all of these things. Maybe you grew up in a home that said you'll never amount to anything. That's not true. You can do anything you set your mind to. So we're going to use the 3-Go method in this workshop to get you started on your road to success. So right now in the workbook, I want you to turn to that first page. You have 3 spaces there. And I want you to begin to write down 3 goals. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to write down your most important goals right now that's relevant to your situation right now in life, what you're going through. What goals do you need to accomplish right now? Write them down quickly. Don't put a lot of thought. Write them down. Okay, 30 seconds is up. Now, beside each one of those goals, I want you to pick a goal that you can accomplish first. This is about prioritizing. So write down how many days it's going to take for you for your first goal. So let's just say your first goal, maybe you chose you need to lose weight because you want to be healthier. Or maybe you decided you needed a new job. So say you can accomplish that in 30 days. So write 30 days next to that one. Now the next 2, put a time frame, 60 days, 120 days, 45 days, 12 months. Be realistic. Any goal can be achieved. There's no unrealistic goal, but there's unrealistic time frames. So put a realistic time frame that you know that it's going to take, because you're going to have to prepare for whatever that goal is. Okay, you've got your 3 goals. That's what we're going to work on throughout this workshop right now. We're going to concentrate on those 3 goals. So whatever you answered in this quick method of writing down your 3 goals, it's probably an accurate picture of what you really want in life right now. So it's what you need to accomplish right now to feel better about yourself, to get in a better situation in life. So we're going to use these 3 goals. And we're going to work these through this process in this workshop right here. Don't give up on me. I know we've gone 30 minutes. We should have your goals set in the next 30 minutes. I told you, I found the magic in writing them down. Your goals must be written. That's the reason we're doing this. They must be clear, specific. So if you wrote down, and I'm using this for an example, if you wrote down you want to lose weight, let's be specific. I want to lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds in the next 30 days, 120 days. I want a new position at work. I want a new job. I want you to write it in the present tense as if it's already happened. And I want you to say, I am so happy and grateful for my new position that I have received in this time period, that I've received in this 30 days, in this 60 days. Be very specific. What kind of job is it? Manager. I am so happy and grateful that I am the new manager. Detail it out. Make it measurable. And measurable is, for instance, weight loss. You can measure that weekly. If you're working on getting a new position, you're moving up to manager, and you need to take some courses, you need to finish a book, you need to take a class, you need to take a test. Um, we're going to measure that stuff out. You must write out your goals as if you were placing an order at a restaurant. Think about that. Be specific. How do you like your steak? Um, how do you like your hamburger? What do you want on it? Be specific with how what this goal is, and make your description clear and detailed in every sense. You know, only 3% of adults have written goals, and 90% of everyone else works for them. Do you know that only 90 It's your mindset. That's what keeps you from achieving your goals. It's the way you think, what you believe, how you feel about yourself. Maybe you need to lose weight so you'll feel better about yourself. Maybe you need to come up with a workout regimen so that you will have energy. Maybe you need to change your eating habits and so that you can have that energy food that gives you the energy to get through the day so that you can accomplish these goals. I know before I really set my, you know what? I studied successful people and I saw what they were doing. They were eating healthy. They were going to the gym. They were doing fun things. They were at the beach. They were doing things that gave them energy. And I started doing that. And I was able to achieve more and more because I got into a routine, a totally lifestyle change. This is what what's happening here is you're going through a whole lifestyle change by setting yourself up for success. And so 80% is in your head. And maybe it's because you say there's a lack of skills or the quality of your body because you're weak, you're not strong enough, you're not whatever it is that you're thinking about yourself. Maybe it's your knowledge. And you're allowing all of this to say, I can't do something. You know what? 20% of the reasons that you're not achieving your goals is on the outside. It always starts in your mind. Once you overcome the way you're thinking about yourself, that 20%, you can achieve. You can go learn a new skill. You can go to school. You can join a mentor group. You can get a coach. You can go to college. You can, all of these things. They have so much. There's so much that you can do online. YouTube it. Trust me, I've YouTubed so much and become an expert in my business, in where I work, just from watching YouTube videos and learning. You can set yourself up for success by just educating yourself and stop saying, I can't, or I don't know how. That's just being lazy. Don't be lazy. So remember, change the way you think about yourself, the way you see yourself. Look in the mirror and use affirmations. I am smart. I am strong. I am intelligent. I can do all of this. So identify the knowledge, the information, and the skills that you're going to need to achieve your goal. So especially identify the skills that you're going to have to develop to be in the top 10% of whatever goal you're trying to achieve. So find out what the top 10% of people are doing to lose weight, to make more income. How are they succeeding at work in their business? If you're a salesperson and you want to make more sales, what's the top salespeople doing? What are their tricks? Network and learn from those people. If you have a goal of achieving weight or work or bodybuilding, and these are examples, what skills do you need to ensure you can complete these goals? What do you need to do? And most of the time, it's just educating ourselves on what it takes to be better in these areas. So do that. Only 20% of the reasons you're not achieving your goals, again, are on the outside. Always start on the inside, because when you make up in your mind and you start visualizing and you see yourself as that successful person and you've had that mind shift, you have that new mindset, you're becoming that new you, that dynamic you, then you're well on your way to having whatever it is you want in life. You can have your dream life. You can live in your dream home. You can drive your dream car. You can take your dream vacations. You just have to believe it. Because remember, most of our issues are in our mind. Don't let it stop you. So the greatest discovery, what one skill, if you developed and did it in an excellent fashion, would have the greatest positive impact on your life? Again, let's concentrate on the one goal. What one skill would help you accomplish this goal? What can you do to get this goal accomplished? What one skill could you learn or become better at? What revision do you need to take? What upgrade do you need in order to become an expert in this area so that you can achieve this goal? You know, your weakest key is that skill set, the ability to achieve your goal and your success. So, your weakest key is the skill set, the ability to achieve your goal and your success. You can make more progress by going to work on that one area that's holding you back from anything. What is that one area? Because that's what you need to work on. Because if that is always hanging over your head, then you're not going to accomplish that goal. But if you start to work on that one area, that one skill set, whatever it is that's holding you back, if it's your image and you need to lose weight, you need to work out, work on that so that you can feel better about yourself, so that you can accomplish your goal. So now let's identify the resources that it's going to take to achieve your goal. We're setting this all up because we're compiling these lists and we're going to put it into a plan, and we're getting there quickly now. Identify the resources that you need to achieve this goal. Identify the people, the courses, the seminars, the tools that you're going to require to achieve each one of these goals. What resources will you utilize to achieve your goal? Now, remember, guys, you have total access to this workshop anytime you want. You can come back and review it and walk through it, pause it, work on it. I know I'm going through a little fast here, but this is just the basics 101 to get you started. I have a total transformation course coming out in the new year that will really propel you into success on your journey. And we'll talk about that more later. So make a list of every person in your life that you could work with or around that would help you achieve your goals. Start looking and learning and listening to these people. Write it down. Excuse me. Start with a member of your family whose cooperation and support you will require. Maybe you need to talk to your wife. Maybe you need to talk to your family, your kids, on this goal that you want to achieve and that you're going to need their help. Start talking about it. Start making it real right now by talking about it to them. Maybe your boss, your coworkers, if you're planning on becoming the manager, the director, maybe you want to become the owner of the business. Identify the classes and the courses, the seminars that will support you in achieving your goal. And then to achieve big goals, you will have to have help and support of lots of people. So if you're already at that level of wanting to go to the next biggest level, maybe you are one of those you're making six figures, you're doing everything that you need to do, but you feel stuck in life and you want to move up, then start networking and find the support that it's going to take to make the next million. Find the support if you're making 50,000 a year that it's going to take to get to that next level, the 60,000, the 70, the 80. Maybe you're only making 28,000 a year and you want to make 50. What is it going to take to get there? Start asking questions. Start learning what it's going to take. The most successful people are those who build and maintain a large network of other people whom that you can help and that they can help you. In return, it's a two-way street. What can you do? Networking is really important. So make a list of everything that you will have to do to achieve the goal. And put down, first, I need to do X, Y, Z. And maybe you need to buy a piece of equipment. You need to buy a treadmill. Maybe you want to invest in an online course basic workout regimen. Maybe you want to join a gym. Put that one, what you need to do. I need to get new tennis shoes. And I'm making this simple, but whatever goal it is, if you want to be the manager, what course do you need to take? Who do you need to talk to? What's the steps in moving up in the company? What is it that you need to do to shift that mindset so that you can get on track with accomplishing this goal? So combine the obstacles that you will have to overcome, the knowledge and the skills you will have to develop, and the people whose cooperation you will require. Let each single step list it out so that you think about it. What will you have to follow? What guidelines, what structure to immediately achieve your goal? And as you think of the new items, add them to your list until your list is complete. When you make a list of all the things you will need to do to achieve your goal, you will begin to see that this goal is far more achievable than you thought. Now that you've written it out, it starts to unfold. And that's what happened to me. When I wrote on that piece of paper and started thinking about what I needed to do, it started unfolding. I started developing a plan. That's how I got into setting goals. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with this one single step, and you're on the right journey. And you can build your empire one brick at a time. You're building the foundation for the rest of your life. And like I told you, you're going to compile a 3-ring binder that's going to become the most important document that you have in your possession. So write it down. Write. And don't worry about it sounding crazy or off. You can always go back and fine tune that. So now we're going to organize this list into a plan. So we're going to arrange the steps that you have to identify, sequence and priority. Very important. You can't just randomly go through the day trying to accomplish things that you haven't even planned out, because then you're running yourself ragged. It becomes confusing. It is frustrating. So don't do that. Learn to sequence. What do you have to do before you do something else? And in what order do you need to do this? Figure that out. Write it out for that one goal. Remember, we're going to accomplish one goal, because once you see that this works, then you're going to go back and accomplish that second one, then that third one, and then you're going to have 10 more that you're going to accomplish right away. So what order does it need to be done? So you're not going to start writing a book if you have no clue of the structure. So what do you need to do first? You need to enroll in a class. You need to show up at the class on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You need to complete the class and apply what you've learned. So that's the sequence before you get to writing this book. Losing weight. You need to get tennis shoes that you can walk in, that you can run in, whatever your workout regimen is going to be. Then I need to decide what it's going to be and for how long it's going to be. Then you need to prioritize what is more important and what is less important. Okay, I don't have the money to buy the new shoes right now, so I can wear my old ones. Prioritize. If I do this before that, prioritize. Once you get this set up, it'll run fast. You'll be able to set goals in less than an hour, and then you're going to maintain. And 10 minutes a day, you're going to be set. You'll be on autopilot. So the 80-20 rule says that 80% of your results will come from 20% of your activities. Oh, that's not a lot. The 20-80 rule says that the first 20% of the time that you spend planning your goal and organizing your plan will be worth 80% of the time and effort required to achieve the goal. Planning is very important. Planning is very important. It doesn't take much. In every study of successful people, the acceptance of personal responsibility seems to be the starting point before that, nothing happens. After you accept complete responsibility, your life begins to change. I had to repeat that. I know you heard me say that at the beginning of the workshop. I had to repeat it because now you're going to be responsible for working your plan. So make a plan, organize your list into series of steps from the beginning. all the way through to the completion of your goal. When you have a goal, when you have uh, a goal, then you increase the likelihood of achieving your goal. When you have a plan, you increase the likelihood of achieving your goal by 10 times, by even 1,000 times. And I don't care how small or large it is, you increase it by 1,000%. I'm telling you, I increased mine by 1,000%. Plan each day, each week, each month in advance. Plan each month at the beginning of the month. Plan each week at the weekend before. Plan each day the evening before. I do this. I work my plan. It's all set out. I have a yearly schedule. It's all set up. I broke it down by months. I broke it down by weeks. I broke it down by days. And I just pull out my daily sheets and I work that daily plan on what I need to do. So the more careful and detailed you are when you plan your activities, the more you will accomplish in less time. The rule is that each minute spent in planning saves 10 minutes in execution. This means that you get 1,000% return on your investment of time in planning your days, your weeks, and your months in advance. Guys, the only investment is just a little bit of time to get such massive results. Massive results if you spend just a little time, invest just a little time in this. It doesn't take long. If you set yourself up, you can do this. So now bring out January. Let's use it for an example. Let's start the new year off. So we're working on one goal. You can go back and put your organize your other two goals. And then once you accomplish these three goals over this next year, this next period of time that you've set for, then you can go back and add to your calendar. But let's set up the one goal for an example. So write down that monthly goal, whether it's losing weight in the next 90 days, getting a new position, getting a job, getting a car, whatever it is. Write that down for that month. Write down on your notes what you need to do right there, what you need to do to accomplish this goal. So write it in there for the month. All the things that you need to do to accomplish this. Just one-liners that's going to trigger your brain. I need to pick up this supplies, this book. I need to register for this course. I need to buy this piece of equipment. I need to network with this person. Whatever it is, put it in a note there. And then on the days, so you're going to go through and put the dates in for January. And you say you're going to work on this one goal on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. That's going to be the time that you've set out. And maybe that's because you know that you're going to go to class on those days, or you have seminars on those days that you're going to attend online, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So schedule it out for the whole month, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, what you're going to do. If you're going to work on, say, losing weight or whatever it is that maybe you want to just go to the gym to be healthier, and say maybe you're going to go Monday through Friday. Put down, schedule it out, schedule the time out on there. Any appointments that write them down. You'll come back and put in the appointments. Maybe you've made an appointment to meet with the counselor at school. Maybe you have an appointment with a friend, a coworker, or a coach, somebody. Write that in for the month, the date and time and everything. So you see where we're going with all this planning and scheduling out here. Now on the week. So now you have your month, and you're going to go back and you're going to add to that your other two goals if you want to work on those. But now you have Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You write those in with all the notes that you need to accomplish your to-do list. What is it you need to do in order to accomplish this goal? Write it on there. This week, this is what I need to have accomplished by the end of the week. And if it is working out, if it's exercising, if you're losing weight, and again, I hate to just keep beating losing weight in the ground, but I'm trying to use it for an example so that you can understand how to set it up. So to do for the week, my plan is to have walked 5 days for 20 minutes each day. And we're going to get to our habit tracker where you can track that. But write it down here on the weekly schedule. And then on the daily planner, what are your goals for the daily planner? So today is Monday. I'm working on XYZ. Today's appointments, anything that I need to do, anybody I need to call or email, anybody, prioritize the things I need to get done today. Any notes, anything that you want to put in there. Now, I told you that health is important. If you feel good, then you work good. If you are not setting yourself up for success with a healthy body, then you're going to have a hard time achieving these goals. Water intake is important. I drink my 8 glasses of water, and I highlight my water drinking throughout the day. Well, I come home and look at this, and then I had my eight glasses of water today, my 64 ounces. Your meal tracker. It's important to have your high energy. You cannot start the day off with a sugar breakfast. That donut is not going to cut it. Get up in the morning, educate yourself on brain foods and what you can eat for breakfast, because I can tell you when I get up and I have my good energy breakfast that starts my day, I have the energy to work on multitasking and accomplishing these goals. So that's the reason the meal tracker is on here. Put on there your breakfast and your lunch. And if you missed it, put a big fat 0 there. Because what you're going to do is you're going to go back and you're going to audit this after a month. And you're going to know, what was my mood when I woke up? Why was my mood this way? Why am I feeling this way? What is affecting me? Because you want to know what you need to do to shift your mind in order to be able to achieve your goals. So it's important that you're doing all the healthy things. The other thing I want you to put, I am grateful that I get to work on this goal. I am grateful for my life. I'm grateful for my home. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my abundance. Write out something that you're grateful for, and you're going to learn about being grateful. It is a powerhouse, because when you are grateful, when you count your blessings, then you have more to be grateful for. So I want you to be grateful for something. I am so grateful that I will be making $100,000 by the end of the year. So what I do is the night before, this is already set up for me, basically, because I set it up at the beginning of the month. But the night before, I fine tune it. And then the next morning, when I get up, while I'm having my breakfast, I open my binder and I glance through, I have an appointment to do this. I need to go here. I need to do this. And I need to work on this. Whatever the steps are, whatever I've sequenced and prioritized, that's what I do. It's already written down and planned out. When I come home in the evening and before I go to bed, I open my binder again and I say, okay, for tomorrow, I need to add XYZ. It's something very simple, whatever it is, what you need to do for tomorrow. And you add it to tomorrow's sheet so that when you wake up in the morning and you're having your breakfast and you open your binder and for that 5-10 minutes, you look at it, set yourself up for success, you're going to achieve these goals. So, your most important daily task. I know I'm being very detailed, but when you understand this, it works like a well-oiled machine, because you'll be able to prioritize and be detailed with everything, and it's just going to come natural to you. So select your number one important task for the day. What can you get done? I always prioritize what I can get done first, and then put it in sequence. So if I know that on the way home from work or on the way to work, I need to go in this direction so I can do XYZ, And when I come home, I need to go this way. I need to stop by here. I need to do this. Um, that's how I prioritize so I can get it done. Set priorities on what you can do on your task list first. And use the 80-20 rule. Ask yourself this question. If I could only do one thing on this list, which one activity is most important? Whatever you answer to this question, put a number one by it. Next to that activity, and then ask yourself, if I could only do one other task, then put a 2. You get the point. Number the task by what you know you can get done for the day. It's simple. Don't be overwhelmed. You're going to say, this is too much. Let me tell you, if you want to get on track, this is what you need to do. This will help you. And then you're going to be able to go back and fine tune it and do it in a way that suits you best. But if you start with this format, I guarantee you success. Keep asking this question. What is the most valuable use of my time on the list? Until you have your 7 top tasks organized by sequence and priority. Here's another question you can ask. If I could only do one thing all day long, which one activity would contribute the most value to my work and to my goals? Focus and concentration are the keys to success. Focus on what it is that you need to do to accomplish this. And it's the little things that will move you toward achieving your goals. So just focus on what you can get it done each day. Focus means that you know exactly what it is that you want to accomplish, and then you concentrate. Then the concentration that requires that you dedicate yourself to doing only these things that move you toward your goal. So you're not off going 10 different directions. If you stay focused on those 7 things that you need to accomplish today in order to get this goal achieved in the time frame that you have scheduled, that's the reason I'm saying if you'll do one and work that goal and achieve it, then you can put 3 on at a time. But I would only recommend doing the one goal at this point until you fine tune your plan. The rule is that each minute spent in planning saves 10 minutes in execution. Trust me, I have learned this the hard way because I wanted to make shortcuts and not plan it out and not be detailed on my task list and doing my monthly, my weekly, and my daily planning out. So what I do is at the beginning of the year, I set a goal for the vacations I want to take because I have to save money for them. Last year I bought a new truck, so I put that on my goal list and what I needed to do. And I actually, by November, I was able to buy my new truck. And I prioritized and I spent time. So just remember, each minute spent in planning saves 10 minutes in execution. So your daily planner is very important. Use it. And you can have most of this done at the beginning of each month when you fill this in for the month. Or you can do it the night before, the weekend before, the weekend before when you're filling out the week. Now, what I do is I do it a month in advance. You may find you want to do it weekly when you do your weekly schedule, or you may say, I want to do this every night before I go to bed. You do what works for you. You're going to figure all of that out. So I said in the beginning, visualization, practice that. See yourself already accomplished. I have a big goal set for me. I want a boat. I want a 40-foot Sea Ray, and it is on my list. It's on my goal. It's in my plan, and I'm visualizing it. And right now I'm setting up for the new year. I'm making my list. I'm finding out what the obstacles are. I'm planning it all out. So come January, it will be on my new yearly goals that I want to accomplish because I want this boat and I will have it. And my plan is to have it within 18 months. So whatever goal you have in life, you can work this system that I'm teaching you right now. Develop the habit of self-discipline. That's important. Discipline yourself for those 10 minutes every evening and those 10 minutes every morning as you're having breakfast. Get up 30 minutes earlier if you have to. I did that. I had to figure out, why am I not getting through the day and getting everything done that I wanted? And it's because I was getting up too late. So now I get up. That 30 minutes has made a big difference, and it really didn't change anything. So you have to be disciplined so that you recognize what needs to take place in order for you to shift your paradigm, your old way of living life, your old mindset, your old beliefs. So once you have decided your most important task, resolve to concentrate single-mindedly on one task until it's 100% complete. Focus on that one task, and when it's completed, go to the next one. So you may set up where you can do 3 tasks in one. You can kill, what is it, 2 birds with 1 stone. That's okay. You can do that, but figure out how to complete each task 100%. And your ability to select your most important task and then to work on it without diversion or distraction will double and triple the quality and quantity of your output and your productivity. Single handling is one of the most powerful of all time management techniques. This means that when you start with the task, you avoid distractions and you stay with that task until it's done. And once you have developed the habit of completing my way, I want you to resolve in advance right now, no matter what happens, that you will never, never, ever give up, that you'll keep working your goals. If you need to reset a deadline, then reset a deadline. If you need to move something to the next week or to the next day or to the next month, I want you to keep working those goals. Promise me now that you are going to never give up. Persistence is self-discipline in action. Each time you persist and overcome the inevitable failures and disappointments you will experience, trust me, you will, you become stronger and better. You develop a stronger and deeper character. You increase your self-esteem and your self-confidence. You begin to believe that you're that person that you're visualizing, that you start to believe you can have that life that you thought was just a fantasy, that was just a dream. So don't ever, ever give up. In every study of successful people, the acceptance of personal responsibility seems to be the starting point. And before that, nothing happens. And after you accept complete responsibility today, your life is going to change. Once you start writing down your goals and taking responsibility for seeing them come to pass, your life will never, ever be the same. So, your goal here today is to eventually become unstoppable, to become a goal achieving giant, to become that person you've always wanted, to become successful, to become wealthy, to have that dream car, that dream home, to get out of that poverty that you're in. And it starts by changing that mindset, to having that paradigm shift, that new way of thinking of I can, I do, I am. And you have more potential than you realize to become great and to achieve so much. So decide exactly what you want, write it down, make a plan, and work that plan every single day. And if you do this over and over again until this becomes a habit, you will accomplish more in the next few weeks and months than many people accomplish in several years. So start today. Thank you so much for joining me in this workshop. And I hope that you become a part of a Successful Journey Network, that you join our community and continue on your road to success. Because remember, success is not a destination, it's a journey. And we learn every day by networking with one another, lifting each other up, and we can become truly dynamic people, and we can accomplish our goals. Now remember, you're more than enough, and go take on the day.